Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests
and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Turning on the news this week has been either crazy, scary, spooky, or hilarious, like Kendrick said, but we're here to help you unpack some of it, because that's what we do. We read stories, we interpret them, and we give you our opinions about them. Ready? So, welcome to a new week here at WRTR Real Talk Radio. Thanks for tuning into our bullshit again. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, even y'all Swifties that have found yourselves in my comments for some strange reason.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Swifty's been coming for me this week. Anyways, I'm an old Yep. I'm an old ass black man trying to make ends meet. You can call me Marcus Smoot.
You can call me Miss Lyric Bravado. Hey y'all.
What's going on, lady?
Not too much.
I love your hair.
Well, thank you. I dyed it.
I see. Was that mahogany?
It's like a orangey, reddish tip.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the tips. You better work.
Yeah, thank you.
You hadn't show?
No, not as of yet.
Okay.
However, I am going to show out for my son's homecoming this evening.
Your son has a homecoming? Really? Is this senior year for him?
It is.
Yep. Senior year. Wow. Congratulations, young man.
Yep.
Let's do something different. What did you learn about yourself this week?
I learned that I have been better at dealing with certain things and people.
Okay.
To a certain extent. Like I've always been this way, but more so my patience. Like I said, it depends on what it is, but my patience with dealing with certain people has been a lot calmer.
Okay.
And I'm realizing that some people act the way that they act just because their maturity level is just not there.
Garbage.
And I'm learning to give people a certain level of grace.
Okay.
Depending upon the situation, but just realizing that I'm older than a lot of these people out here in maturity and age, and you just have to deal with certain things different.
Nice.
To avoid going to jail.
I hear you on that one, because it is ghetto outside. Let me tell you, one thing that I've learned about myself is that I'm better at handling situations now than I was back then. Like, I used to give myself such a hard time because I didn't feel like I could handle it. But this week, something that I had long, I guess, been dreading and kind of avoiding, kind of, hit me in the face this week. So I'm dealing with it in a much better way than I would have and that I did years ago. So, it's kind of dope.
That's good.
Yep. All righty.
Growth, man. Growth.
It is. And speaking of growth, who do you want to be when you grow up? Or who do you want to be like when you grow up?
Let's see. I'm going to be like the first woman ever to receive a 4-year college football scholarship. And her name is Antoinette Tony Harris.
Okay.
Who is a
I know a Tony Harris.
trail shit. She's earned a full scholarship and she dreams of joining the NFL.
Work.
She has played since she was 4 years old, and she is the very first 4-year scholarship for a female player.
Wow. Football too. Wow.
Go ahead, black girl.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of a question. You know what? I'm gonna save it for the Y-Files. But when I grow up, I want to be like Ashley Allison, a remarkable political strategist who, according to Because of Them We Can, has recently acquired The Root, heralding its return to black ownership for the first time in many years. Now, did you even know that The Root was not black owned?
No.
Neither did I. Reading this article was my first time knowing that The Root was not, well, I mean, it started black, but it was, and I guess it was catered to black people, but it was not owned by blacks. So this significant milestone was achieved through her newly founded company, Watering Hole Media. Allison, whose impressive credentials include serving as a national coalitions director for the Biden-Harris campaign and a role in the Obama administration, envisions The Root not just as a media platform, but as a vibrant space for amplifying black voices and perspectives. So it's good to see that The Root will be even more colored than I once thought it was.
Yes, love it.
So do I. So y'all can check out that article over on Because of Them We Can. It's definitely something to keep an eye on, because I will be logging on to The Root a lot more often. So, ready to, I guess, answer some letters?
Always.
Alrighty. Then, if it were lyric, we'll be back.
We've got some breaking news this morning. Donald Trump did not win the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize this year has been awarded to Maria Corina Machado, the opposition leader in Venezuela, who I actually think is a very worthy recipient of this prize. Donald Trump had been long campaigning for the Nobel Peace Prize, saying that he deserved it for claiming that he solved 7 or 8 wars. Well, he didn't get it, and we still haven't had his response this morning. But I do want to talk about Maria Corina Machado because she is very deserving of this Peace Prize. She's the opposition leader in Venezuela. She has been fighting for human rights. She has been fighting for the Venezuelan people for many months. And because of Maduro's regime, she has not been able to have a free and fair shot at winning in Venezuela. Well, today, when she wins this Nobel Peace Prize, we need to uplift her and her message. Even though, yes, Donald Trump has not won the prize, he will not win the prize, and we're waiting for his response. So spread the word, follow along for more, and subscribe to my Substack link in bio to support.
Now let me make this clear. I've been marked safe from inviting anybody to the cookout. Not one plate, not one chair, not even a solo cup full of sweet tea. Because every time we hand out invitations, somebody shows up just to eat and then dips the second it gets real. Black folks have always been too generous, too forgiving. That's survival, though. I guess it's in our DNA. Enslaved people had nothing but still fed everybody. During Jim Crow, our kitchens and living rooms became safe havens for people who didn't deserve it. We opened the door because nobody opened theirs for us. That's the real cookout. A symbol of belonging when the world called us disposable. But look at what it's turned into. Now one white person says one decent thing about racism and suddenly they get a plate, they get an invite. They drop a TikTok dancing off beat or mouthing the words to some new song. And y'all out here acting like that's solidarity. Y'all remember that lady in the bathroom? Yeah, come on now. Please. Meanwhile, the second it's inconvenient, they flip. They take the rhythm, they take the slang, they take the culture, but when it's time to defend Black life, they're nowhere to be found. Or worse, they're standing right there with the people that are trying to bury us. Stop being so surprised by these people, y'all. At the end of the day, they are people. And people disappoint. And don't get me wrong, because I get it. We want people to hold us the same way that we hold them. But history says otherwise, right? Reconstruction, we trusted alliances and got betrayed into Jim Crow. Civil rights, we invited everybody to march and still got sold out by policy. We keep setting the table and they keep taking the food and leaving us to clean the dishes. And at some point you gotta admit, the cookout ain't community anymore. It's a hustle for them. So no, I don't hand out cookout invites. I don't care if you know how to season chicken or recite Kendrick lyrics. I don't care if you dated somebody black in college. None of that makes you safe, because the cookout isn't a meme. It's history. And my ancestors didn't endure the whip, the rope, the fire, just so I could be handing out free passes to people that only show up for the vibe. What'd I look like? Please. The grill is closed. Show up for the fight and prove yourself, or stay hungry.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would. If it were lyric.
I know you're not gonna sit there and chew bacon right in my face on a Saturday. Really? A Saturday morning, you gonna chew bacon in my face?
I'm hungry.
I mean, that's fine. It didn't give me none. Well, no, actually, you did give me some, so it's fine. All right.
A full care package.
You did.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Lyric, and I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric, where I discuss your relationships, situationships, and friendships, and I give my 2 cents about it. If you want to continue sending me your questions and stories for me to give my 2 cents about it, please send them to my email at lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now let's get into it.
Let's. All right, you want me to go first?
Sure.
All right, this one says, Dear Lyric, she said nice things, including how she heard your singing voice and says you're amazing.
Thank you.
I find myself in a whirlwind of emotions, and I hope you can help me unpack my situation. I'm a working mother, balancing my job and raising my 2 young children, and I've always prided myself on being practical. However, recently, I was taken by surprise when my partner, Jamal, proposed to me in the middle of a crowded-ass park during my family picnic. He got down on one knee, all of that ring in hand, and though I should have felt overjoyed, I was struck with confusion and anxiety instead. You see, I noticed some troubling patterns in Jamal's behavior lately. He often disappears for hours on end, and when I ask where he's been, he brushes it off with vague excuses. Friends have mentioned seeing him at the local casino for far too often, and I can't shake the feeling that he might have a gambling problem. Yet, when I consider this, I question if I might be overreacting. Was my anxiety about the proposal in the public setting clouding my judgment? Did I misinterpret his excitement as a sign of desperation? As I stood there, ring in hand, I felt a rush of emotions. I was torn between wanting to accept his love and commitment and the nagging doubts whispering in my ear. Would accepting this ring mean that I was ignoring red flags? I don't want to embarrass him or myself, especially in front of our families, but I also don't want to ignore my instincts, which are screaming at me to take a step back and evaluate our relationship. I'm left wondering, am I reading too much into this? Does my concern for his gambling habits warrant the anxiety I feel about our future together? Or is it simply my fear of commitment manifesting in an unhealthy way? I could really use your insight on whether I should follow my heart or heed the warnings my mind is raising. If it were you, how would you handle it? Thanks for picking my letter, Diana.
Well, Diana, let me just say this. If it's not a pattern, you're overreacting.
Okay.
Because nowhere in this letter have you said that he's always had a problem with money, that you all are experiencing financially unstable things.
Okay.
Nowhere in this letter did it mention any of that. You did say that he goes to the casino. I go to the casino too, girl.
She said...
that don't mean I have a gambling problem.
True. She said her friend said that he's there far too often. That could
so
be,
what?
That could be people just being nosy also. But I don't know.
That could very much so be nosy. And as far as you know, he could have been trying to make extra money for that ring. It's way too into it. And if you think he has a gambling, why don't you just act? You seem to have a good relationships from what you said in your letter. Just ask him. Ask him straight up. Is there anything that we need to talk about? If we're going to get married, we need to have that conversation anyway. We need to talk about finances. We need to talk about, moving forward, how we're going to run a household together. Like, these are conversations you need to have anyway. So why not? Why not get this out the way?
I never
But I do
believed
think
in
you're
ring.
reading way too much.
I guess the idea of being ring popped is kind of romantic, but at the same time, I advise against it because ring popping somebody, we need to have a conversation first. Like, if you want to ring pop me, fine, but it will only be after we've had the conversation on whether or not we're actually going to take that path. Like, it's not. It's not on the spot decision for me now. At my big grown age, it's not.
Yeah. But to each his own.
Yeah, I mean, congrats. I guess.
I feel like she is reaching. This is a heavy reach, and if there isn't any monetary, financial issues before, why think that there should be any now? Just because he likes to go to the casino. I love the casino. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a gambling issue. I go every so often when I fucking feel like it.
I didn't know that. You need to come up to Horseshoe. I mean, we've been to the casino before.
I haven't been there.
You haven't?
I haven't been there.
It's
yet.
ghetto in there, but you know.
I keep saying I want to go. I want to go there, and I want to go to Roses in Dumfries, Virginia. I haven't gone there either.
I'd love it.
But yeah,
honestly.
I just recently won me a whole lot of money at the casino.
Work.
Randomly. My dad's birthday, as a matter of fact. I won over $1,000.
Damn. Can I go gambling with you? Because you are good luck. That don't
happen all the time. That's the most I've ever won on a slot machine. Ever.
Well, Tigger man, whenever we would go, he'll be at a machine. He won't win. And as soon as he gets up, I'll always sit down at that same machine and I'll hit.
And win. Yeah.
He hates it.
That's usually how it works.
He hates it. Wow.
That's usually how it works. But yeah, girl, you're overthinking it. Just have a conversation with your man.
But also realize that it's okay to say, let me get back to you, or it's okay to say, let's talk about this as an answer. Also, you don't have to, I mean, I guess if you want to save face, fine, but it's not necessary, especially with the decision that large. In my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
All right. Next one. Let's see what we got going on.
Is it messy?
This comes from... It's very messy. It's very messy. This one comes from Anita.
Bring on the mess.
Anita says, "Hey girl, please help. I just got one of those hey girl texts and been told that my husband has been cheating on me, and it's only been 2 weeks after our marriage. I'm devastated."
Oh my God. Niggas be nigging. Oh my God.
What am I supposed to do? I'm out of town and I got a follow request both on Facebook and Instagram from a girl. Instead of accepting her request, I messaged her and asked if we know each other, because I don't get down like that, just allowing people on my page. I think it's weird. Since I'm out of town and she's a complete stranger, I said, let's discuss online. And she said it's about my husband. I immediately knew the worst was coming. She said he's cheating on me and I deserve better. Said that it's not continuing anymore as he broke up with her today. However, she told me it started a few months ago when they met online and then met in person. She said she knew he was married because he told her. She was asking why is he cheating and why he got married in the first place, to which he replied he felt pressure from other people because we've been together for 10 years when he proposed. And that marriage is just a big expensive party and nothing more than a piece of paper. Then I asked why they broke up. And she basically told me he's happy in our relationship and doesn't want to risk it anymore.
What?
Scorned.
Okay.
She said he's been visiting her at her place when I was coming home late from work and even had sleepovers when I'm out of town.
What?
I told her not to tell him that I know, and I'm about to confront him in person once I get back home from my trip. We've been married for 5 months and he basically started to cheat right after, still telling me he loves me, etc. I feel so betrayed. I thought I found my person and now it's all gone. And I feel like I'm getting back to square one in life. I told him I wanted to start a family next year. I have no idea how I'm going to tell him I know everything. I can't even cry. I just have this hollow in my chest and I feel so numb. I have no idea why she told me now and not sooner. But I would appreciate your help and what I should do next because I am feeling so betrayed and I don't know what to do. Girl.
Wow. That sucks. Leave notes. Like I know what you did last summer. Leave notes all around the house like I know.
Do not listen to that man.
He opened the refrigerator, grabbed the mayo. I know.
Don't leave no damn notes. You confront him like you just said.
Yeah.
You confront him like you just said. You've been together for 10 years. And if there was any issues with your relationship, he should have had a conversation with you first. Instead, he betrayed your trust and stepped out of your relationship. And make matters worse, he still continued this even after he said I do to you. Absolutely not. It is unacceptable, and I would definitely look into getting that situation annulled immediately. And you still have time, depending on the laws in the state that you're in, because you didn't say where you were at. It sounds to me like he was afraid he was going to get caught, and she made sure of it because she was pissed off that he decided to end things, and that's the only reason why, because she's mad. And so now she wants to make everybody else mad by telling what to get with that. He's at fault totally because he made the vows, but please don't get it twisted. She's at fault as well because she knew. Okay. She told you she knew. Yep. I would not be meeting up with this girl. She could be some psycho. Don't do any of that. Take the information that she gave you.
Thanks, sis. Goodbye.
Use that as when you evidence when you confront him, and leave that as it may. Do not be meeting up with this girl. Do not be having long and drawn conversations out. Once is enough. She told you what she told you. That's it.
Let's go to brunch.
Block her motherfucking ass. Block her motherfucking ass too, because fuck her too. Like she knew, but she still wanted to be a little whore ass tramp.
Oh, okay.
Use that evidence and get that shit annulled, girl, and move on. Because 10 years, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. That should have been a red flag within itself. Because 10 years and y'all just now getting married, something was holding y'all up for a reason.
I didn't even think about that.
So take that as a blessing. Because any man that I've ever talked to said they know.
I know.
Once they get into a relationship, if the person is the one or not. They just stay in these long relationships because they're comfortable. That sounds like what happened. He really didn't want to marry you in the first place, but he just did it just to, I guess, make everybody happy and you happy. But no, making you happy would be not to cheat on you. Making you happy would be to be respectful in the relationship and be loyal in the relationship and to be true to the vows that he made with you. That didn't happen, so contract ripped up, access denied, and all of the things.
Revoking the pussy.
And that is my advice to you, girl. I hope you're able to heal. Please get some type of counseling because you're going to need it for a little while until you get into that good headspace where you're able to move forward and not be consumed by this situation. That's what I recommend, and I wish you all the best. And next week, I'm here again. If you guys want to send me your stories, send them to my Gmail at lyric@gmail.com. See you next week.
What if he, opens the glove compartment, and then there's a note? It's on a sticky, and it goes, I know. No?
I mean, she could do that. That's some T shit, too. But let me go a step further. If you just leave a note, but be gone completely out the house, like gone.
Meet up with that bitch for brunch and then send him a selfie with her in it.
And then be gone. Like overnight, like he go on a little vacay or a trip or business trip or whatever. He go visit family. You move everything out the house. He come back wondering what the fuck happened, what's going on.
Damn.
No contact, change your number. That's some tea. That's some tea right there. I seen a video of a chick that did this on TikTok. It was a black lady. She found out her husband was having an affair the whole marriage. So what she do? He's a truck driver. She waited until he had one of those long trips, like 2-3 days.
I know. Mm-hmm.
They lived in one of those trailer houses.
Yeah.
She moved the entire fucking trailer.
She moved the house?
He came back to an empty lot. I said, bitch,
where's the house?
That's tea. She moved it to another lot. Man.
Oh shit, that is.
I said that's tea right there.
Okay. Yeah, well, okay, you did the thing. Up next, we are trolling the timeline. We'll be right back. I know.
One of my favorite radical subjects to talk about is how crime isn't real. And what I mean by that is that crime, as it's discussed, defined, and addressed in American society, is merely another construct that is used to keep certain groups oppressed. Which is why the system often creates the very crime it claims it wants to erase. It's also why Trump is able to claim that crime in cities like DC has skyrocketed to the point where it requires military intervention, even though every piece of available data says that crime in DC has dropped. This was the same tactic that was used by Nixon and more profoundly Beelzebub during the war on drugs. He's also further criminalizing homelessness at a time where, due to the cost of living, most Americans are closer to homelessness than wealth. Poverty is one of the primary drivers of crime, yet Republicans are making healthcare more expensive, applying tariffs, and diverting funds that could go to social services to ICE so they can beat up grandmas. All of which will make poverty and thus crime worse. Again, similar to Trump Sr. when he said that he wanted to get drugs off the street so badly that he defunded rehabilitation centers and poured billions into prisons instead. Prisons make rich men richer, and there has to be crime to fill those prisons. Racists constantly bring up the disproportionate rate of crime in the black community. 15% of the population, 40% of the crime. But they don't bring up the disproportionate ways that black people are criminalized historically and in the present. All the way back to, again, the war on drugs, when they focused on criminalizing the drug most used by poor black folks, but did not focus on the drugs used at the very same rate by poor and middle-class white folks. Even now, we see that thousands of people, disproportionately black and brown, have been jailed for a drug that is now being sold by white-owned dispensaries all over the country. Just as immigrants and trans people are being labeled terrorists. Meanwhile, reports on the most threatening and pervasive form of domestic terrorism are being erased because they don't want us to highlight the demographic that's behind it. As a parent, if you deny your child medical care to the point where they die, you will be sent to prison. And that's because the only people allowed to deny your child medical care to the point that they die is the insurance company, and that's not a crime. You walk into a Wells Fargo right now and say, my first name is Robin, last name DeBank. You going to jail for decades. Bank executives caused a whole recession due to fraud. Nobody did a day. Because crime in America is not and has not ever been based in law and order. Instead, it's based on who and how much. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Time to troll.
Moving the trailer is vicious work. All right, it's time to troll this timeline. It's so much to dissect. We got ICE raids in Chi-Town. We got Portland niggas in costumes trolling soldiers. All right, so I broke this shit down to 3 things I felt worth mentioning because some of that shit is triggering and Lyric is not happy about some of these raids. So
No.
I'm going to dance around some of the political nonsense this week. Drake, did you hear about him? His defamation case against UMG got dismissed.
No.
Okay, so according to ABC News, Drake's defamation case against record label UMG has been dismissed. Now, in this article, it says a federal judge in New York has dismissed Drake's defamation case against his record label UMG, or Universal Music Group, stemming from a rap battle with Kendrick Lamar. The judge determined the allegedly defamatory statements at an issue in the lawsuit are, quote, non-actionable opinion, and dismissed Drake's lawsuit against UMG. So, yeah. She said, get that shit out of here. You lost a rap battle, nigga.
My time.
You lost a rap battle. That is what happened. You went and you challenged someone who is very, extremely talented and a lot more talented than you. And then you lost. And then instead of taking your L, you went and whined. And now you look crazy. So, good luck. Hope. I mean, you know. I mean, in this article it goes, Drake alleged UMG intentionally published and promoted Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us while knowing the song's insinuations that he had sexual relations with minors were false and defamatory. Okay. So, because of... Okay. In a diss track, you're trying to sue someone for a diss track. The point is being dissed. It's in the name. What you got? Okay. I just like, what? That is the most mixed kid shit you can do ever.
He tried it. Speaking of people trying shit, a Florida man reportedly stuck a thermos cup up his ass.
What?
In order to sneak it into jail.
What? A thermos cup? Those things are huge.
How the fuck do you get a thermos cup up your
Listen, he said I am preparing. He said I am preparing for jail Olympics, and I need to get this thing loose. So, swoop. A thermos.
County Sheriff.
You remember how big they used to be in school, like when you had them little metal lunch boxes and stuff? Things were huge. So every time somebody says thermos, my mind automatically goes to like that big ass He-Man thermos I had back in the day. My God.
Florida.
Florida. I mean, that explains a lot. So.
Okay. The Polk County Sheriff's Department responded to a call about a man who was naked in public. When they arrived, Walter Frymore, 51, had his clothes back on, so they were about to let him go. But then he decided to trespass into a restricted area again, so they arrested him. He had 25 prior arrests and has been to state prison 5 times.
Okay.
That's being processed. Deputies noticed he had a whole thermos cup inside of him.
That is absurd. And then, can you imagine being that deputy, right? And you see this man who has a goddamn thermos up his ass. Can you? Oh my God. The conversation that I would have had. Oh my God. I'm calling everybody I ever met. Do you hear me? My God.
They had to take him to the hospital.
I bet they did. Prolapse and everything. Jesus Christ. A thermos?
Which required them to find a specialist. And now he is thermosless in the county jail. They have the x-ray on here.
Oh my God.
And it is literally a thermos.
Hold on.
I don't know if you can see that.
Bring it up. Oh my God. That is, oh my God. And it's up in there. Did he expect to get it out?
Up there.
How did you expect to get that? I don't know.
He said, I'm making sure don't nobody get mine. You gonna be getting straight thermos.
Okay. Well.
What the hell, bro?
I have no idea. Okay. All right. Speaking of assholes, did you hear about Attorney General Pam Bondi and how she refused to answer them questions that Adam Schiff kept asking? You ain't hear about that bullshit?
I'm not surprised.
Oh my God.
I did not. I'm not surprised.
Here is the video.
Were you consulted by the White House before they deployed National Guard troops to cities in the United States?
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House.
You won't even say whether you talked to the White House about this?
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House with you, Ranking Member.
I noticed that. What's the secret? Why do you want to keep this secret? The American people don't know the rationale behind the deployment of National Guard troops in my state. The word is, and I think it's been confirmed by the White House, they are going to transfer Texas National Guard units to the state of Illinois. What's the rationale for that?
Yeah, Chairman, as you shut down the government, you voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you. I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago. If you're not going to protect your citizens, President Trump will.
I've been on this committee for more than 20 years. That's the kind of testimony you expect from this administration. A simple question as to whether or not they had a legal rationale for deploying National Guard troops becomes grounds for a personal attack.
And there you go. So, old girl is dodging, back, forth, backflips, avoiding that shit. All of them. They need to go.
Why wouldn't she?
They need to go. They've got to. The fact that you can just sit up there and just go back and forth with elected officials that are grilling you about your actions. So,
yep.
It's definitely ghetto in Washington, D.C. And I'll take this opportunity to remind y'all who was the Attorney General of Florida back from 2011 to 2019, around that same time that them Epstein cases were, happening. So there you go. I mean, do with that what you will. That was according to ABC News, but yeah, it's something out here. All right, you got something else?
Right. Let's see what I got. Oh, did you hear about the people who escaped from jail a couple months back?
No.
Well,
the people that escaped from jail. What do you mean? Did they have? Did they also have Thermos up their asses?
No.
Oh, okay.
But there were 10 of them in New Orleans that escaped.
Oh my God.
From prison. They just found the last one.
What?
In Atlanta.
Oh, partying.
Working at a convenience store.
He started a new life. He's like, I'm done with this. We're just
somebody
starting
obviously snitched him out for the reward money because I guess by the time he got home, he was hiding in the basement.
What? Okay. Y'all.
But that's not the gag.
Oh, there's more.
He was working there as a woman.
Oh my God. Okay, so and somebody's gonna hear this and try to make an argument about, see, that's why trans people are dangerous and all this other stuff, and it ain't got nothing to do with your local trans girl. Ain't got nothing to do. This nigga was already in jail, escaped, and needed a cover. That does not mean that everybody that is trans is a jail. It's because y'all know how y'all run with shit. So
when I tell you I was crying.
That is awful. All right. Speaking of, well, never mind. I'm not. What's going on with that white woman's new album? Because the Swifties are in an uproar. Have you heard it? Have you heard about it?
I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't care about Taylor Swift. I mean, congrats to her for being an artist and making music and all of that, but I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. Everybody's not going to like certain people. I don't like her music, and that's okay. Let's normalize that.
I mean,
Let's normalize me being able to say that I don't like somebody
Exactly.
And that being okay. That's my opinion. I don't listen to her, so I don't think I've heard a Taylor Swift song except for me if I'm in a store somewhere and they just so happen to play like a song or something is on TV and it's played on a commercial. Other than that, I can't name not one Taylor Swift song. Not one.
Yeah. So they're saying the Swifties are saying on that, where did stand names even come from? I know this is a sidebar, but Swifties, like, who started that shit? Because we didn't have that shit when we were teenagers. We
sure the fuck didn't.
We had fandoms, but we never had standoms. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had faves. We had people that we liked. We had, certain artists and everything, but I don't remember fandoms, even for the biggest artists.
It's Eminem's fault.
Why? Is it? Like, nobody was naming themselves the Snoop Gang or the Peanuts Gang.
Eminem, and he was in. Remember, you don't remember that song "Stan"?
Yeah, I remember that. I know the reference. Yeah.
Who wanted to who loved him so much he decided to kidnap his own baby mother.
Yep.
And all of that shit. That's where that shit came from. A lot of people won't give that nigga the credit, but that's where that shit came from.
No. That's where the term "stan" comes from. It comes stemming from that, kind of behavior. But I'm talking about where did these stan names?
Ran with it. They took it and ran with it because y'all stans are mentally unstable.
Yeah,
mentally unstable.
They really are.
You are.
They are, and it's so crazy. Like, I'm trying to think back to the 90s and stuff. What do we have? We had Britney Spears. She didn't have no fan names.
Christina Aguilera.
Yep. But
I mean, the tabloids used to try to put them against each other. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
But it wasn't a thing where fans were like, "Oh, I'm Team Britney. Oh, I'm Team Christina," and it wasn't all of that at all.
But you know what?
Even with female rap artists, there was so much camaraderie within that.
Right.
Kim did a song with everybody. Literally.
Yep. I mean, even that. Dude. I don't know. Brittany, though, her story. I do too. Her story was something. Jesus Christ. What do they even call themselves? Do they have stand-up names now? They call themselves like the Brits. I don't know. The Spears stands. The Spear Chuckers.
I would have to Google it because back when she first came out, that wasn't a thing. It must be a new thing.
Didn't she have that song "Slave for You"? They call themselves the Slaves. I mean, what?
I hope not.
It's all coming off very European.
Shoot,
but
even Mariah Carey, like her fans,
the Lambs,
always called the Lambs. They weren't.
That's kind of.
Was out in the 90s. That's new.
Right.
Like, what are y'all talking about? Mariah Carey was just that girl we loved and listened to her music. We wasn't calling ourselves no fucking Lambs.
What does that even?
Like, y'all be doing too much. It's like a cult type of shit.
It's MAGA.
Y'all are fucking cold. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm so sorry about it. Just not gonna do it.
No, but the fan.
I like who I like, and that's just that on that. Like, I'm not doing all that extra shit.
But back, that's true. That's true.
I'm a lamb. I'm a this. I'm a that. Y'all are.
Oh my God. Okay. So, I don't know. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, it's just, I guess the Swifties are pissed off because this album came off they're saying, hate black women-y.
Yeah. I heard about that. And did I send you that? I send you that video of the girls breaking it down.
Actually, you know what? I have it somewhere. But yeah,
no lies told though.
And BuzzFeed is Yahoo Entertainment. BuzzFeed says disgusting and anti-art. This is what people are calling out Taylor Swift after the release of Life of a Showgirl. So that's the name of the album. There you go.
Of the life of a paid hoe.
Okay, pretty much.
I'm
sorry. Ever since, she clapped back against Trump, so I gave her a pass. I did. I gave her a pass. because she's been doing she's been doing that whole, oh my God, Kanye disrespected me, I'm just a little white girl routine her entire career. And a lot of people now are, you know, saying things like, girl, it's time to do something else because you've aged out of that now, is what they're saying. Like, you're not that little innocent white girl anymore. She
should have been aged out of that.
She should have been. Like, I agree.
After it happened, like, let it go.
But white people would not let it go.
But guess what?
Especially because it made, it made
when
us
Beyonce
look bad.
Did what she did and called you up stage like the queen she is, and let you have your moment.
And that is because Beyonce
Why are you
is
still
awesome.
carrying it at this point? Because Beyonce herself invited you on stage so you could have your moment.
She did. And you should have left it there and let it go like the rest of us did. Because I believe at that time when it happened, I was on her side. I really was. I was like, that was fucked up. I was like, that was fucked up. What was the lie? I didn't say he lied. I just said it was fucked up because that was her moment. How dare you? That's my moment. And you go up on the stage to remind the world that I really shouldn't be here. I already knew that, but you went up there and you said it.
I remember that day. I watched that live, and when I tell you, he gagged Beyonce. He gagged her because when he said it, that's how I always say this: the cameraman ain't shit.
Nope.
Anytime something pop off, the cameraman be on it. I'm telling you. It's like they zoom it. They got the eye of the tiger or eagle eye or some shit. They just loop right there. They put that camera on Beyonce and she was gagged.
They read us weekly.
At first she laughed because she was like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my God, what do I do?
That shit was funny. But see, that's why
it was iconic though, I ain't gonna lie.
After that, I mean, okay, so like I said, after that, I was on her side at first because I was like, that was kind of fucked up. Now, we all knew it was true, but it was fucked up because that was your moment. But I don't want to talk in circles. The fact of the matter is, since then, she just has this has become your brand.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think she would have been at the height of the career she is in now if that never happened?
I don't. Personally, I don't because I believe that amplified who you were. Because you would have been just another white girl on an award show. Exactly. You would have just been another white girl on an award show that nobody knew anything about. But once this was amplified and Beyonce then stepped up and gave you even more of a platform. Yeah. So calm it down, white girl, now. Because at this point, black girls are not the problem for you. They're the reason that you are as successful as you are. Well, at least some of the success. Because I can't tell it from your talent.
And maybe the reason why your exes run to black women is because, maybe you're the problem in the relationship.
I mean...
Maybe you're the problem.
Didn't she have a song that says that? Maybe I'm the problem?
Know.
Or no? Like or is that Cardi? Am I the drama? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't listen to her. But maybe you're the problem.
Maybe.
But don't go attacking black women because you in your feelings because all of your exes ran to us black women.
Sure, pretty
much.
That's
a you problem.
Speaking of black girls and problems, did anything else pop off between that Nicki Cardi thing? Last week they were saying unkind things about children. What?
No, I think that kind of died down. Cardi is basically, maybe her team has advised her to like chill on responding to the bullshit.
As they should.
Because she was just on Ellen, yesterday or the day before. She's been doing her thing, promoting her album, and I haven't seen any Twitter beefs at all. So hopefully that
Cardi
was the
probably
end of
like
that.
On site. It's yo ass on site.
I mean, of course, she's a Bronx girly. She's not, because she's chilling right now don't mean she forgot what you said about her kid. Like,
right,
you probably still gonna get slid, but she got bigger and better things to think about right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else? Because I am done.
Let's see. Do I have anything else? I think that's all I really can. Oh, no. I had one more thing.
What?
Just one more. And this is fucked up. And just another way that people can continue their racism. A Minnesota postal worker dies in jail after officers failed to respond to his stroke symptoms. Now, he was driving erratically.
I did see this video.
But that's because he was suffering from a stroke. They, instead of giving him medical care, they deemed him as being on some type of drug or drunk, or
I did see this video. Yep. Because he was a black man.
And while he was,
but you know what? I watched that video. I watched the video, and he, if I was an officer, I would think drunk. But at that point, I don't know. What is the procedure for that? I mean, yeah, of course you take them away to jail, but like if you don't know if that person is experiencing.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
What's that?
Officer Martin Jensen, a drug recognition evaluator, was called, but allegedly ignored his training, refusing to do a full assessment, which could have saved his life, and was caught on body cam audio saying this is a bunch of time wasted.
And there you have it. So
while he was in his cell, he collapsed, urinated on himself, and laying on the floor in distress. It wasn't until a female guard noticed foam around his mouth that a jail nurse was called. But by the time the paramedics fully arrived, his blood pressure was 240 over 216. And what makes this even more fucked up is he was literally asking for help, begging for help. Help me. Something is wrong. I don't feel good.
Wow.
They ignored him and typed in the report that he was checked and was okay.
Wow.
While he was laying there suffering.
Dirty bitches. Oh my God.
He suffered a massive brain bleed and was declared brain dead by the time he got to the hospital.
So do you see why we say that policing is the problem? Like, do you see this? Do you see it? All right. I guess that's it. Stands and lambs and beehives and spear chuckers or whatever. So we're done. Up next is I guess unseasoned behavior. We'll be right back.
Taylor Swift is obsessed with black women. Let's talk about it. Taylor Swift is obsessed with the fact that several of her exes have moved on to date black women, and she perceives this kind of conquering of Travis as an end or disruption of this pattern, and she's boasting about it in this album. Let's start with Opalite, which is very clearly about Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex-boyfriend whom he dated off and on from 2017 to 2022, and Kayla Nicole happens to be black. The lyrics in Opalite could actually not be clearly more like targeting Kayla Nicole, right? It references a video that went viral a couple times in which Travis is literally berating Kayla for being on her phone. Meanwhile, she is an influencer, so that is weirdo behavior because she was working and it's very controlling, but it is very clear nonetheless that that video is referenced in Opalite. The lyric reads, "You couldn't understand it, why you felt alone, you were in it for real, she was in her phone, and you were just a pose," right? Like, Taylor could not have been more obvious and like less creative here. It's not enough to me that like Taylor is using this like crazy like worldwide medium to best a woman that like previously dated her ex. It's also the fact that like Taylor is fully aware that Kayla has received like relentless and racist harassment, oftentimes terrifying, from Swifties in reaction to the fact that she previously dated Travis. So like this is like purposefully and like blatantly violent. This song accomplishes two things at once, right? It proves the fact that Taylor Swift is obsessed with black women, and it endangers Kayla Nicole. But obviously our country is not at its best with critical thinking, so let's like analyze a different part of the song, right? So another lyric says, "But I'm not a bad bitch, and this ain't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down." So in this song, Taylor positions herself as this like unique, singular white flower that is so different from what? Black culture. And once you step back and realize the song is like final boss pick me X racism, you realize that Taylor Swift is preoccupied with like this obsession with black women, in part because Travis Kelce has predominantly dated black women in the past. and she wants to define herself as different from his past and therefore better. Again, very weird, very pick-me behavior. Taylor's not only preoccupied with this idea that Travis has historically dated Black women, it's also the reality that several of her exes have moved on from her to Black women. And that confounds and ultimately enrages her, and she's so obsessed with the pattern and the idea that she had to talk about it in this album. Chris, give me examples. Okay, well, we have Harry Styles, who is now reportedly dating Zoe Kravitz. We have Tom Hiddleston, who has moved on to be engaged to and co-parent with a Black woman whose name is Zawe Ashton. And then we have Calvin Harris, who went on to marry a Black woman named Vic Hope. So it is a pattern, and Taylor Swift is clearly aware of it because she is obsessed with her exes, and all of that together is making me feel very, very strange. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today I'd argue that this idea, the idea that white men have historically left Taylor Swift for Black women, is part of her personal mythos, right? I imagine she finds it both confounding and devastating that these men have left her, who is like the pinnacle of Western white beauty, right? She is the ideal white woman. Meanwhile, all of these white guys are leaving her for Black women, and I'm sure it's really pissing her off. So when Taylor secured Travis, she achieved the ultimate feat in her mind. She had convinced a white man to leave Black women for her, and the mythos is complete. She has disrupted the pattern, she is the queen bee yet again, and this album is all about her obsession with that weird mythos and her obsession with Black women. At the end of the day, you know and I know that Taylor Swift is a deeply calculated and intentional person, right? She drew up these lyrics and this 8th grade symbolism very intentionally. It's very red-pilled and incredibly macro-aggressive. So I guess the moral of my story here is you Swifties, the ones who refuse to call her out on her bullshit are the same exact type of white feminist that she is. You protect bigots and you traffic in and enjoy anti-Black bullshit. And that makes you a bad person. All right, bye.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
It's raining coons, and I'm sick of seeing it. Recently, I came across this video of Stephen A. Smith talking about politics again, which, why? Stephen A. Smith is never somebody I'm seeking out for political advice or knowledge. He regularly lacks the knowledge of the things he speaks on. Take a listen to this clip for context.
You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women. No doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying, that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency.
Drag his fucking ass. In 3, 2.
I know that's right.
1.
But you know what? Do you hear you, Steven? Because we hear you, and you sound like a goddamn dumbass. Imagine a basic ass dumb fuck attempting to critique someone as polished as Congresswoman Crockett. In this clip, he's saying that Jasmine Crockett should try to work with the president so that she can help out her constituents. I've stopped listening to Steven for quite some time now. In my opinion, so should the rest of you, but especially when it comes to politics, because he's not very knowledgeable about the shit that he's speaking of. Instead, he gives his opinion based on things he sees without doing the proper research, because research will tell you that the president has a history of double-crossing people that he works with. This is a history that he has. History shows that he is only in it for his own gain, which, in my opinion, sounds a lot like Stephen A. Smith, who I do not believe is the friend y'all think he is of Black people. I don't. The last time he said something dumb that caught my attention, I took the time and looked through his autobiography. From what I read, I came to the conclusion that he, much like Trump, is all about the bag and will do anything possible to get more money. That includes presenting as though he's a friend of Black people or is trying to help Black people, but his actions do not show that to me. Stephen A. Smith is the same nigga that criticized the president before, saying that he didn't like him. But then he'll also talk out the side of his neck, saying that people need to work with him. People need to work with him. He's not that guy, he's not bad. He's just, he's just homicidal or genocidal rather. Like what? You're coming after Crockett specifically. Simply put, you can't work with someone who doesn't keep their word and is only worried about flaunting money and fattening his own pockets. That's that. It's not how things work. Right now in the government, there's nothing happening right now that's normal. It's not. And everybody should be both aware and speaking out against it. The reason asshats like Steven continue to have a platform is because you all keep watching, sharing, and sporting it. So since I can't fix y'all, I can't. Instead, when I see a clip that he didn't say something dumb, I'm gonna correct what he says. If it's criticizing Jasmine for standing up for black people and other marginalized groups in the United States, perhaps Steven should do more research on how slaves operated in the history of black folks and how they've been used to serve their slave masters, while only given treats and special treatment as a reward. Like that money that you're getting from ESPN? Is that worth your soul? Is that worth destroying your character? Because the resistance shows that the majority of Americans are against this Trump nonsense. And the fact that you're using your reach, platform, and voice trying to damage the credibility of one of the very few unapologetic and polished black women we have in government advocating for marginalized communities should certainly get your cookout access revoked. He's been canceled for me, but this is like me active canceling. Now I will make sure I say unkind things about him henceforth, publicly. So yeah, fuck Stephen A. Smith, this week's coon. You got anything to add?
No.
Okie dokie, that's it. That's all. Wi-Fi's up next.
Hi friends, today we're going to talk about PTO. Do you have any PTO accrued? I do, but unfortunately my boss just denied mine. What do we do when we get denied? I'll tell you what we do. If PTO gets denied, just call in sick, call in sick, call in sick. If PTO gets denied, just call in sick. Bad job. If your boss want a trip, just give 2 weeks, give 2 weeks, give 2 weeks. If your boss want a trip, just give 2 weeks. Bad job. If you end up getting fired, just file unemployment, file unemployment, file unemployment. If you end up getting fired, just file unemployment. Bad job. If you don't want to work, just find you a plug, find you a plug, find you a plug. If you don't want to work, we gon' sell us some. Bad job.
We have some major news right now. The White House no longer believes that furloughed federal government employees who were furloughed because of the government shutdown, well, they don't believe that they deserve back pay. This is a stunning departure from prior history. So according to Axios, there is an internal White House memo that essentially says that if you're a furloughed federal worker, meaning you haven't worked during the government shutdown, you haven't received pay, no fault of your own, you do not get back pay when you return to work. Now, this doesn't include federal workers who have been forced to work, like, for example, air traffic controllers. They've been working without pay. But it does include a whole host of federal workers who have literally been temporarily laid off because the government can't get its act together to keep it open. And in the past, all of those employees would receive back pay. Well, maybe not anymore. And if that's the case, if this is the position the White House takes, that would be a significant change in the way we do government shutdowns. I'll provide you more updates, obviously, as we get them, so spread the word. Follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come very soon.
Why do you have roaches?
The Why File.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
Explaining the unexplained, we're answering why to the questions you want to know by taking your skeets over on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. We're taking your emails at WRTRradio@gmail.com, and you can always send them to me because I love you guys, and this is the Wi-Files. Remember, the truth is out there. What you got, Miss Lyric?
My why comes from me.
Surprise, surprise.
Why do people always want to try to test you when you're trying to change your life around?
Oh.
When you're trying to
Be a Christian.
not lash out in rage.
Not
and
these Christians.
Swiftly cuss somebody the hell out like you would normally do. Why people always got to act up and be extra when you're trying to be on some chill shit?
Because then it's testing your character at that point. For those of y'all that believe that kind of thing, it can show your growth. Because like I said earlier, or like you said, actually, you're that person that, you've changed a lot. I've watched you evolve.
That's why I said why, though, because I really want to just drag the fuck out you, bitch. I really do. Because you've tested me over these past couple of years. I want to drag you for filth. Mm-hmm. But the grown woman in me will not allow it. And then there's jail. And they make you take your wig off in jail.
And you might get a thermos up your ass. Why? Because the truth is up there. It's up there. All right, okay. This one comes from Casey out of Atlanta, Georgia. Casey wants to know, why haven't you all ever had a sports segment on your show? Are you not sports fans, or is there something else? It may be a good addition. Thanks, Casey.
Girl, we don't care about no damn sports. You just seen we drag Stephen A. Smith for motherfucking filth.
Right.
We don't give a shit about no damn sports.
And he should be doing sports. The only reason we're even talking about him is because he came over here.
Right.
Because
you must be new here.
No, but well, I love it when you guys send in suggestions and stuff. I mean, some of them are really interesting, and I do like them. But yeah, sports is never. It's not gonna be my business. It's not that I'm not a sports fan. I'm not a fan of how sports operates. Sports to me come off very
racist.
Slave mastery.
Racist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's very much so. It's structured that way.
I'm buying me a new nigga for my team.
Exactly.
I'm buying me a new nigga
and
for
then
my
they
plantation.
treat them like yes. Yeah. Did you see how they who was the WNBA player that spoke out against the owner and said that, she was basically trash to them? And I'm like, this doubles down on why I can't get so much invested into sports. And then you all have like a real gambling problem when it comes to sports. A lot of you get into these things, these cash grabs or whatever. That's never been my business.
Hey, this is what I want. This is what I want you to do since you like sports.
Oh, cool. Me? I like the
no.
Okay.
The
Casey.
one who acts.
Gotcha. What's Casey?
Go to the movie theater, any AMC or Cinemark or whatever you choose, and go watch that movie, him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, go to the movie theater and be like, why don't y'all niggas sell medicine here? Like that kind of shit. Like, what?
I mean, you could do that too, but I'm on a serious note. Go to the movies, get you a ticket, make it a date night or solo date, whatever the case may be. Watch the movie Him, that was directed and written, I believe, by Jordan Peele.
Word.
And that'll tell you why. You don't fuck with that shit. Everything that you just said is what that movie talks about.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. I might actually have to watch Him. All right. Really, but yeah, sports, it's very slavery to me, and I can't. Just I guess some of the games are interesting, and if I have, enough in my system to where I can tolerate y'all hooting, hollering, and acting a fool, then okay, cool, I'll do that. But it's not really my lane, but I appreciate your suggestion, and yeah, keep listening. Thank you so much. All right, got anything else? Oh, because the truth is out there. It's right there. No, that's actually the truth. You got your answer. That wraps it up for this week's Y-Files. You know the socials. Up next, watch this with me.
All right, let's deconstruct some American propaganda.
And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you look at slavery, let's talk about the fact that
slavery in America was.
Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans owned slaves?
That's Jillian Michaels, the insufferable chick from The Biggest Loser. I've seen a number of thoughtful people make relevant critiques of her statement, but I want to add a piece to the conversation that I think is missing, because all of the critiques that I've seen have attempted to nuance that 2% number to show that that number is really misleading or just downright manipulative. Regardless of the percentage of white people that held slaves, the number that matters more to me is the fact that those white people enslaved 90% of black people in this country at the peak of slavery. So whether it was 2% of white people or 20% of white people, they enslaved 90% of black people. And the vast majority of white people at the time were completely okay with that. The North didn't fight the Civil War because they had so much compassion for black people. They did it to keep the Union together. Abraham Lincoln himself said, "I'm not concerned with the slaves, I'm concerned with keeping the Union together." He didn't care about freeing black people, he cared about the economy. And white Americans love to credit themselves with ending slavery without considering the aftermath of abolition. The country ended slavery and then criminalized being black. This is the reason the MAGA regime is trying to whitewash history. They don't want you to learn about the history of black codes and convict leasing and sharecropping. They don't want you to know that black people were promised reparations that they never received, but the white people that enslaved them were given reparations because they lost property. They don't want you to know that policing in America started as slave patrols. They don't want you to know that the 13th Amendment that abolished slavery had a clause or an exception for people who were convicted of a crime. And now, because of the prison industrial complex, we have the highest rate of imprisonment in the world, and they're providing slave labor for major corporations. They don't want you to know that when black people built communities, violent white mobs destroyed them and murdered people. They want you to think that white people in the North were so much better. But like Smoke said in Sinners, Chicago ain't nothing but Mississippi with tall buildings. Hell, I'm from California, and I experienced more overt racism there than I have in Georgia. So yeah, that 2% don't really mean much to me when 90% of black people were enslaved and produced all the cotton, which made up 60% of the country's exports at the time. And to this day, we got nothing to show for it. Why? Because of white rage.
News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
All right, we're back. Watch this with me. Ready, Miss Lyric?
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch this first one, this white woman.
You know what's so crazy about racism is that growing up, I was not allowed to watch The Proud Family. Like, I was not allowed to watch Sister Sister. I was not at my dad's house anyway. My parents were divorced. My mom didn't give a fuck. I was not allowed to watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like at my grandmother's house. We would be watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air this is crazy. Actually, as I'm saying this, memories are flooding back. We would be watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or That's So Raven or whatever. And we would have like a different movie on, like, programmed to the like last. Remember how you could just hit last and it would flip back? And when we heard someone walking down the hall, we would hit last and switch back over. And that's just crazy. Like, my dad, I remember also specifically, like, he hated That's So Raven because, like, the only white character on the show was, like, dumb, Chelsea. And, I mean, she wasn't. Like, she was more complicated than that, but she also did play, like, a stereotypical kind of, like, Raven. Like, you know, she would have, like, funny jokes and she was, like, the punchline sometimes. But she was also, like, an artist and, like, iconic and had great outfits and was funny. And Raven was like a fashion designer. Like, please, I'm not even gonna get into that. But it's just interesting to me how, like, white people don't even, super racist white people, and this was like almost 30 years ago, 25 years ago, 20 years ago. My father did not think that he was racist, but through media would attempt to like instill these racist ideas. Like, and I remember going to school and like my friends would be talking about whatever, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or the Proud Family to me like really sticks out. Like I was not allowed to watch the Proud Family. Like that was like a big one because it was so obnoxious. And like that's kind of how it was described, was like, it's not because they're black, it's just like those shows are just so loud. They're so obnoxious. They're so loud. And I remember being at a friend's house and being like, I'm not allowed to watch that show. Or like feeling like I was doing something wrong by watching it. And eventually I got like over it and decided that I liked things, even though people told me that like I couldn't like them, because like there was nothing wrong with it. And I remember when I turned 10 or 11, Dreamgirls was in theaters, and my dad asked me what I wanted to do for my birthday, and I told him I wanted to go to the movies and I wanted to see Dreamgirls, and I made my dad sit next to me in the theater and watch Dreamgirls. And I also remember like physically experiencing his discomfort. Like he was sitting next to me uncomfortable, unhappy. I mean, it's a musical, so like I get that maybe, no. This is a black movie, He hated that shit. And I made him sit through it and watch it. And for that, I must applaud my younger self, because if anything, I was just trying to turn him into like a stan, a B stan. And I don't think it worked, but I tried.
There you go with that stan shit. You know what? I picked that video because it's so eye-opening, though. It's so eye-opening of how systemic this shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit is systemic. For her to even grow up in an environment where she could not watch the Proud Family? Really? Proud Family.
If they black, it's a wrap.
Wow. That was just so eye-opening. I didn't even think about those things because I'm like, how could you not be exposed to black people and stuff? What?
It's really not for me. Racism is taught. Racism has always been taught. It's not something that somebody has been born with. You are taught these racist traits. You are taught these racist characteristics. It's proven fact. We've seen time and time again where, you know, kids videos and stuff, they start out one way, and by the time they reach a certain level, if it's taught in their household, they got a whole MAGA fucking outfit on or some shit like that. Like we've seen it. So it's sad, but at the same time, I'm happy that some people are
waking up
to it and choosing their own path for themselves and not staying on the path of ignorance as their family before them.
I've gotten on.
Kudos to you, girl.
I guess I've like worked myself into the algorithm of watching some of these videos, so now I'm on like white confessional TikTok, and like I'm on that algorithm to where I've seen more of these stories of how, like you said, it's taught, and how these people, you know, are, you know, they knew that this was wrong their entire life. They knew it.
Yep.
And resisted, and it's something to watch. All right, here's the next one.
Stephen Miller went on CNN and said that Trump has plenary authority, and then the man froze, like sat there frozen, blinking, didn't say a word, silent, as if somebody in his earpiece said abort mission, abort mission.
You've called the district judge's ruling blocking the deployment of National Guard in Oregon legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? Hey, Stephen, can you hear me? It seemed, Stephen, I apologize. It seems like we're having a technical issue.
Because we all know he wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Now, here's why that term plenary authority does not just mean a lot of power, okay? It means absolute total power. It means unchecked power, as in what I say is law type power. And baby, that's not democracy, that is dictatorship. So in the United States, the president's power is never plenary, okay? There are checks and balances. Every move the president does is supposed to be checked by Congress, the courts, the states. Like, that's literally the point. The founders didn't fight a whole war against a king to just hand the throne over to another one with a goddamn flag pin. So when Miller dropped that word, baby, he was accidentally telling us what they really think. They think that Trump should rule, not govern. That was a goddamn Freudian slip with fascist frosting, bitch. And that freeze after, baby, that was not a glitch, and that was not nerves. That was the realization, because baby, plenary authority is the language of authoritarianism. The very idea that one man's will sits above the law, above Congress, above you. And this is how it starts, with big words on TV that are meant to sound legal, rational, and harmless. But the use of words like that reshape the way people think power should work. This is literally how you prep a nation for control. Not through guns, through words, language. So what we just heard him say, plenary authority, baby, that's him saying we don't plan on sharing power anymore. And once that becomes normalized, freedom becomes optional. And judging by that silence, even he realized he said the quiet part out loud.
That was so insightful. That comes to us from Kiki Ray Real. The first one, I forgot to say, came from Baby Sips. But this one was Kiki Ray Real. And thoughts, Miss Lyric, before I get into it?
Child, I heard that shit. And if he thinks the American people are going to take that shit laying down, he got another fucking thing coming.
We're not doing it. We're really not doing it.
We're not going for any of that
The
shit.
majority of people do not want this kind of nonsense. You're beating up grandmas. You're busting up in people's houses and shit. Like, what do you mean? People are trying to live their lives, and you've already made the cost of living and doing that very, very difficult. And now you want to beat people up and drag them too? Fuck
He better
you.
be careful, because he already had months and months ago, right after the election, he already had people who actually voted for him sorry that they voted for him.
Yeah.
You keep pulling the bullshit that you have, it's gonna be some problems.
It really will. It's going to be problems for you. And I don't know, but the way that she broke this down in the video and the way that they think, you got to think, these people don't know words. They don't have any kind of a vernacular. So when you dazzle them with certain words like plenary authority, when you dazzle them with those words, it's like, oh, well, you know what? That does sound official. That does sound legal. And then it becomes one of their it becomes their talking points when they want to sound intelligent in conversations. Plenary authority, all that shit. They're going to throw that out there. And then one of them will go, ooh, let's Google it. And then they'll look at it, see what it means, and go, well, this right here says that Trump can do it. He can do it. White power. All of that. So, thank you.
Till he starts running over your fucking ass.
Exactly.
You're not rich.
And this last one
was... you lose your trailer because you can't afford to live there anymore.
Or your wife.
You lose your land because what once was put in place, laws and protections to cover you, they gonna steal your land because you done made him your king. Stupid.
Or, or your wife might just leave you because, or she might just, take the whole trailer and move it to a different lot. They doing that now too. So their actions have consequences. Just know that. All right. So this last one was kind of silly, but I definitely wanted to watch this with you because I know you are as crazy as I am. Watch this.
This morning I saw something that disturbed my soul. And it was a woman that made a post saying, why does my husband booty always eat up everything? Now, mind you, this is a grown man with a bathrobe on that his booty had eaten the bottom of. And I just wondered, is it this bad? Like, have we really gotten to this point where this is a thing. Like, this is laughable. Like, if I ever looked up and the man that I love booty had consumed a bathrobe, some covers, or some jeans, I think that I would leave, never to be seen again. But I guess that's like not the case. Like, is this a normal thing? Like, I'm asking so that I can get some outside perspective. Like, I really want to know, like, if this is normal. And I sat on my bed because it disturbed me so bad. And I asked myself, if the very thing that I'm praying for came in this package, would I be able to receive it? And my answer is no.
Child.
Fabric eating booty is crazy. Like, what do you mean?
I've seen it in public, though. I ain't gonna lie.
From the men's?
Yes.
I've seen women.
Jeans so tight, you got the little thing. And
work.
It's like.
Body positivity, honestly. I mean, you know, it is. But that is hilarious. The way that she said it. I'm just saying, the way that she said it was funny to me. I get that. Yeah, that was probably like fat shaming. Was that like body positivity? Was that body negativity? What do you think?
I think it's neither.
I think
we're discussing men's with wide, long butt cracks.
But that's harmful. What if you're a man? What if you're a man who booty eat up stuff? Then you know you feel kind of it hurts your feet. I mean, my ass ain't eating up no fabric. I'll tell you that.
There's a lot of niggas out here built like they great grandmother.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Up next, that is you know what? We are going to wrap up this segment. Up next.
I'm serious. That bothers me. I can't stand for a man's ass crack to show in public. You bending over, picking up something, or reaching over to get something out your car, and you got half your ass just out.
You talk about plumber crack. You talk about plumber crack.
Ew, that's nasty.
I saw this I saw this other video. I saw this other video of this girl that talked about a date that she had where the dude, he had a mud butt pretty much, and he had that whole plumber crack thing going, and he came in, he sat in her car
with his whole
and
ass.
She said that it was coming up coming up with his back, so it was like on his, it was like doo-doo that was on his shirt.
Stop it right now. You know what else on top of that? I can't stand when butt cracks are out. And I can't stand even more when it's fucking hairy. I will lose my shit. If you got a hairy ass and that shit is poking out, I'm going to flip out.
Why is it poking out though?
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I will throw a fucking fit.
Oh God. What in the hell?
You're gonna be all types of nasty bitches and all types of shit if I see it. I'm just saying. I can't stand it. That is a big ick to me. That is nasty.
But men are hairy. What do you expect us to do?
Some clothes on that fit. Why are you trying to get these low cut jeans and shit? The fuck? Buy some clothes that actually fit and stop wearing these tight ass coochie cutters and stuff around, and you won't have that problem.
Okay, I guess. Dress how you want to, brother. Show that crack. You know what?
No, don't show
I'm all about that body positivity. You got a tail, you let it wag, bitch.
Don't listen to him. He's gonna get you clean, cuss the fuck out.
What about brothers that sag they pants? You never thought that was kind of like sexy or swag?
No.
Okay.
No, because that means something different in prison. And if they knew, they wouldn't do it.
Listen, y'all's butt health was never up to the standard for half of y'all to be walking around sagging. I would be honest, because I mean the style. Okay, I can see where the appeal would be sometimes, but
no,
it's not. It's not giving what you get.
Lying to the American people right now, and I don't like it. This is fake news. First of all, let's talk about it. There was sag, slight sag. Now y'all walking around here with your jeans underneath your drawers, with your whole entire ass out.
and you got not one but two pairs of drawers on it. I didn't seen it. Like, what is wrong with you? Who raised you, nigga? Why are you walking out with your whole ass out? Like, it's okay. It's a problem.
Because
it's a problem.
They want to let it show.
No, it's a problem.
You know, you're born naked.
No,
you gotta let that.
Have some self-respect for yourself and me.
You don't like a little hairy ass?
No.
It's not manly to you.
Pull your pants up and wear clothes that fit.
It's manly to me.
That's it. That's all. And that goes for everybody. Wear clothes that fit. Wear clothes that fit.
Okay.
Period.
Well,
you can put on what you want to wear, and you might got a little roll or two, but put on clothes that fit.
Or
why are you trying to squeeze into a size 2 and you know you are 22?
Be the best bitch you can be. You go out there and you wear what you want. You wear what you want.
But be appropriate.
You wear what you want.
But be appropriate. Period. Because
and young man, you show that hairy ass.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Old man's line up. Show them hairy asses. Show little hairy eyeball.
Keep your hairy ass in your pants. You don't want to see it.
All right. We've exhausted this topic. Up next, Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Let's be real. A lot of white folks in this country are generational professional victims. They'll tell you they've been silenced, ignored, replaced. But when you look at history, they've had the mic, the stage, and the spotlight. And yet, somehow, they're still crying in the front row. So we see it every single time progress shows up, right? Civil rights, for instance. Suddenly, white people were the victims of reverse racism. Affirmative action, they screamed about being passed over, all while 90% of the top jobs went to them. Today, if you even whisper the words equity or reparations, it's like you committed a hate crime against their feelings. Y'all should see my DMs. But here's the thing. This victimhood isn't new. It's inherited, passed down. So go all the way back to Reconstruction. Okay? Black folks take seats in government, build schools, open businesses, and white people, they cry that their world is ending and they burn it all down. From Tulsa to Wilmington, that's the script. If we gain, they claim that they've lost. And let's not forget that the government backed their sob stories. Housing policies wrote checks to white families while redlining black neighborhoods. GI benefits flowed to them after World War II while black vets were locked out. They got the subsidies, the handouts, the safety nets, and still somehow managed to frame themselves as the ones being cheated. Professional victims. Because it's never enough to have the system tilted in their favor. They also need the sympathy. They need to be both the oppressor and the oppressed. And that's why so much of our politics sound like white temper tantrums. Project 2025, pure victimhood politics. They're taking your America, your jobs, your schools. It's the same recycled lie. You have to keep white people scared and crying, so they don't notice who's actually cashing out at the top. Meanwhile, black, brown, and indigenous people have been carrying generational trauma, loss, and violence that we didn't ask for. We didn't choose this, and we for sure haven't gotten a bailout for it. But if you ask some folks, they're the ones under attack. All because their kids might read about slavery in a textbook. So yeah, I said it. Generational professional victims. And the reason it's so messy is because some of them don't even see it. They've worn the costume for so long they think it's their skin. And let me be clear, I am not villainizing every white person. But just like women say about men, until it's none of you, it's all of you. So the truth, if equality feels like oppression, it's because you were never taught what equality actually looks like. And history shows us that the loudest cries of victimhood have almost always come from the people holding the whip.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk. On WRTR, Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
All right, Blacks, we back. Inside of Real Talk. Miss Lyric, it was your week to pick. What we talking about?
All right.
What we real talking?
This week, I'm still crying from the last segment. Hold on.
Not a beard around your ass.
Woo, yes. Shave that beard off your ass.
Oh, God. I love how we grow, but then we don't. All right.
All right. All jokes to the side. Let's talk about something that comes up every single Halloween. Cultural appropriation.
We all like to dress up in your blackest face.
You've probably seen costumes that turn someone's culture into a look, like dressing up like a Native American headdress or kimono, or painting your skin to match another's ethnicity. That's not just a bad costume choice, and it's an example of cultural appropriation. For those idiots who don't know what that is, let me break it down for you. Cultural appropriation is when people from one culture take aspects of another culture, especially from communities that have been marginalized or oppressed,
like
and use them out of context,
like niggas,
often for fashion, entertainment, or in this case,
Halloween
costume. The problem is, these cultural elements aren't just outfits. They're deeply meaningful and sometimes sacred. When they are used to look cool or for a laugh, it is disrespectful and even harmful to the people whose culture it belongs to.
Imagine a little MAGA baby running into the living room like, "Mommy, I'm dressed like a nigger today. I'm a nigger this year."
Football kid.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see, where was I?
My bad.
When they're used just to look cool for a laugh, it is disrespectful and harmful to the people whose cultures it belongs to. It reduces something important to a stereotype or punchline. And here's the thing. Many people from these communities have faced discrimination for practicing their culture, while others get praised for it.
Exactly.
By turning it into a costume. So if you're putting together a Halloween costume, first ask yourself, am I dressing as a character or am I dressing as a culture? It's not about being overly politically correct. It's about being respectful and thoughtful. And there are too many creative and awesome costume ideas out here that don't come at the expense of someone else.
And that doesn't mean... Now, I love the way that article is written.
Thank you.
You wrote that?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Good job. Okay. And I completely agree. I love the way that was written, but to take it a step further, that doesn't mean that you can't celebrate your favorite artist. It doesn't mean that you can't go out and, like, for example, I'm a white girl that stands Beyonce. I'm part of the Beehive. That doesn't mean that I have to go. I can go as Beyonce, go to the party as Beyonce, but why do you have to paint your skin brown? It's little shit like that y'all do. And when she said cultures, a lot of y'all like to dress up like cowboys and Indians and shit like that. They're depending on the person. Could be, I don't know. Y'all do weird shit all the time. And
I'll take it
go ahead.
I'll take it a step further too. Be mindful of the costumes outside of that too. Like, a lot of y'all weirdos like to dress up as like serial killers that were actually out here. That is so disrespectful to the families and stuff of the people that were killed, and you bring up bad memories and shit like that. I don't understand why people do that bullshit either.
Who was dressing up like a serial? Who?
I've seen videos of people dressed up as John Gacy.
Oh my God.
The guy who dressed as the clown and was murdering all those women.
Wow.
People have that costume. It's like, damn, like, y'all are fucking sick for real. Why would you even want to do that? That's not something that should be celebrated. That is something terrible that has happened to families who are still having to live through that because their loved one is no longer here. And you insensitive ass fucking bastard.
That is so awful. My God.
Shit like that.
White people are... But you know what? It's not just white people, because we sometimes do that shit too. It be, we'll disrespect other cultures too with some of our costumes, but
that's true.
But I think we know how to read the room a little bit better sometimes. I mean, historically we do. But either way, stay away from the culturally, like she said, inappropriate costumes. And that is... that's been a problem, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've heard that. I know it happens every year, but
people get canceled.
I still wanted to put it out here. How much do you want to bet
we're going to see blackface across our timeline in some type of form or fashion.
Oh, you know it. You know it's about to go down. You know that shit.
To the point, you know, somebody dressed as George Floyd for one Halloween.
I did not know. Okay, I wish that I did not know that. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I have to look this up.
Motherfuckers, everybody want to be disrespectful until it's time to get punched in the fucking face.
Oh my god. Did you say? Let me look this up. George Floyd Halloween costume. Wow.
Yeah, I ain't lying.
What is some shit they sell in Florida?
No, it was like handmade.
I see something on Amazon. We are all George Floyd mask. What the fuck? TikTok. Yeah, somebody's talking about it on TikTok. George Floyd mask. Black Lives Matter. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. This is interesting. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you thought it was a joke?
So somebody dressed okay in that picture.
Somebody dressed up as the cop and had him laying down with his fucking knee on his neck. Y'all think shit is funny until you get fucked up. Yeah, alright.
Y'all are ignorant out here and trash and awful. Oh my god. All right, so we wrapping up Real Talk this week. Or you got something to add?
Just let it be known.
Yep, and that will wrap up.
You can fuck around and find out real fast.
Oh yeah.
Be careful.
Oh yeah. Jump out there. Try it.
Be careful with the costumes you picked this year.
Somebody baby gonna come running in the living room dressed as Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you, that little MAGA baby, it's I keep waiting for AI to come up with this. Now that I put it out there, somebody about to do it. Anyways, all right, that wraps up this week's WRTR Real Talk Radio. You can find us on the web at wrtradio.transistor.fm. We're on all your favorite platforms and then some. So, yeah, definitely check us out. I am at MarcusSmoot. That is Marcus Smoot on TikTok and Blue Sky. I am no longer supporting or on the Meta platforms. Sorry.
I still am though. Just for my own personal reasons. I don't give a fuck about them, but all my kids' pictures is on there and family, and you know that. But you can find me on Facebook. I probably won't accept you because, like I said, it's for family, but you could try your hand and follow me. You can find me on Instagram as well and TikTok, and that's about it.
Speaking of TikTok, Miss Lyric, I want to see more singing videos of you like doing those duets with people. I miss those.
Yeah.
Because you do really well on those.
Thank you.
Y'all should check her out on TikTok. She be over there talking.
I may do that, but I'm going to try to. I keep forgetting every time because I be in my head when it's time to do shows. But I wanted to start using my my lives as a time to go live on my TikTok. Trying to get that coin.
I hear you. I've been TikToking more, trying to get into the pattern of doing more videos because I had stopped for a while and I was just doing promotional shit for the, for the show. But I don't know, it's getting more fun, especially making little political clapbacks and stuff. But when, like I said, the Swifties find their way into your mentions and stuff, I'll just be like, why? How did you get here? First off. But why are you
blah,
here?
blah, 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 blah.
But anyways, that wraps up the show. I guess we'll holler at y'all next time right here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Bye.
See ya.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured work from TikTok creators Aaron Parnas 1, Ashley the Baroness, The Queer Agenda, Chris Volsey, Max Dope 253, and the Christian A. Smith, using our platform to amplify your voices.